Dallas.
Celeste.
We need to talk about something.
Yes, dear.
We need to talk about Shoujo Animes.
Oh, okay. We can do that.
In the name of the moon, I command you.
I feel uncomfortable with that statement. What is happening here? Celeste, something's happening on the planet Geekery right this second.
Glix, priority alpha command. Open comms now.
Loading Geek culture language patches. Loading spiritual applications. Loading grace and hope directives. Comms opening in 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to Comm Talk, the podcast extension of Geek Devotions, the show from devoted geeks who are devoted to letting people know that they are loved. I am Celeste, and with me is
Dallas.
And this is episode 198.
Yes.
We are getting super close to 200.
Yes, we are.
So we're going to have to try to do something special for 200.
We should see if we can get Branson to do like a
It's over 200.
No.
Oh, no.
The anniversary issues for comic books.
Mm-hmm.
See if we have make a special like Geek Devotions anniversary issue of Comm Talk. Like it's a comic book cover.
Branson, you've been summoned.
The Dragon Balls. You have 2 weeks, Branson.
No, that was last week's anime or podcast. We're not summoning Dragon Balls. We're doing Moon Prism Power this week.
Oh, okay. He's like, Sailor Moon.
Okay, so we are talking about Shoujo Anime.
Yeah.
And Dallas and I had to think. I think I've watched more of this than you have necessarily.
Possibly. All of mine are coming from the 90s.
You know, most of mine are older.
Yeah. So we're going to do this in the same form that we did last week.
Okay.
So we're doing the Rushmore format where we're giving our top 4.
Nothing
more. But this time, I'm not sure I have a favorite. I enjoy all these.
Right.
So
I do have a favorite.
Right.
One favorite.
Mm-hmm. I have one that stands out simply because I have fond memories of it, and I think that's going to be my number one.
Okay. So, but I have one anime to rule them all.
I think I know which one it is.
I'm sure you do. Okay. So let's read a description according to Google's AI overview.
Okay.
Of what a shoujo anime is, so that the people know what to expect for us talking about.
For the people.
Shoujo anime is a demographic designation, not a genre, that refers to anime targeting young female audience, typically preteen and teenage girls. It often features female protagonists, romance, and themes related to school, friendship, and personal growth. While romance is common, shoujo anime can also explore other genres like action, fantasy, and horror.
Yes. Again, like we said last week, like shonen, it's like shonen. Like it's the target demographic, but it has like a lot of stuff that kind of bleeds into it. So it's the same thing with this.
Yeah. I always think of like I like a particular type of shoujo anime, and it's generally if I'm watching it, it's generally the like romance type animes because it's safer to me to watch a romance anything that's geared towards kids rather than adults, because I don't want the adult romance stuff.
Yeah. I did see a thing though. There's an anime that's pretty popular right now. And it's a shoujo.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a CNS for guys, but it's for older women.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about how like the first anime that our manga this lady did, it was geared more towards young ladies.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, why did you gear it up? She's like, well, I'm writing for me. And she goes, I'm not a 20-year-old anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm writing this now as a 32-year-old woman. I want to see a character who's going through
the things I'm going through
right now.
Yeah.
So I thought it was interesting.
That is interesting. And it's one of those things, just a side rant real quick, that a lot of people in the reading communities and book communities complain about grown women reading YA fiction. because they're like, this is not meant for you,
Mhm.
because it's starting to create another subgenre where there's some more inappropriateness. But for me,
it's no longer YA.
it's no longer YA. But it sometimes you just don't want to deal with all the junk that people assume comes with maturity, but you want to deal with mature themes.
Right.
So
just write clean fiction, guys.
That's all we're asking.
Let's jump into this conversation.
Yeah.
Let's jump into our top 4. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I can go first.
Okay. She fixes her pop filter.
Sorry, that may have messed up the mic. I apologize.
Yeah.
But I realized that I was close, but I also wasn't in the mic. I was over the mic, and I was like, oh, that's not going to be good.
It's okay.
So my first anime is one I haven't finished.
Oh.
Actually, I think I've only finished one of these.
I'm trying to think which ones I've finished
On
my list.
I haven't watched more than 3 episodes,
Right.
but I want to watch more. It's just gotten hard to find because it's an older anime.
I have finished 2 of my 4. All right, so what's your number 4?
Princess Tutu.
What is that?
It is a anime that takes themes from Swan Lake
Okay.
and themes of The Ugly Duckling, and then kind of mixes some other stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
So the concept is that there is an author who has the ability to bring his stories to life.
Oh, neat.
And he is writing this one story, and in the middle of like the battle, like these two, I just knocked something with my watch. These 2 guys are fighting like fantasy, dramatic fighting
Right.
to the death type stuff, and he dies.
Oh my gosh.
But because he had written his consciousness into the stories,
Mm-hmm.
his conscience is like, we can't leave these guys just eternally fighting. And one of them escapes the story world and goes to the real world.
Mm-hmm.
And because he's done that, he's lost his memories.
Oh.
And then there's a little duck who is like, I like this human. He's a cute human. Can I make him my human?
But did it waddle away?
No, it
Oh.
tried to waddle to him. And so the consciousness of the author is like, oh, we can use this. And so he turns the duck into a human. And it's a little girl who does ballet.
Oh, interesting.
And so it took me, part of the reason I haven't finished it is I originally, when this was recommended to me by Demara,
Mm-hmm.
I was watching it at night.
Oh.
And that's a lot. Like, all of that's within the first episode. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on here.
Right.
So I had to watch the first episode a couple times. Got to episode 3, obviously in love with it. And then I can no longer find it on streaming legally.
No. If anybody's out there that can help Celeste, let us know.
So there's apparently a manga, but it's also really hard to get in the States because it wasn't super popular.
Oh, really?
It wasn't one of the ones, like, it made it over to the States.
Right.
It made it through the initial breakthrough, but it's only like 2 seasons.
Oh.
So I'm like, I need to find this.
I feel like Bex from Redeemed Otaku could help you find this.
Possibly. She does know about Princess Tutu. She and
Or-
I've had conversations about it.
Oh, what's her name? My brain just went blank. There's a young lady that we met through.
Oh, the one who does the balloon?
No,
No?
it's a
Okay.
young lady. She does. She streams on Twitch and does a
Oh,
thing. She does like YouTube videos and
It's like Marge reads manga or Max
Yeah.
reads manga.
Yeah.
Yeah. She might be able to help me.
I don't know. You should reach out to them. All right, cool. So my number 4, and this is not my genre. I actually thought that Spy Family was
Gonna be in this. Me too.
Yeah. So speaking of Spy Family, shout out to our man Bobo. He's in the Discord channel, and he commented on last week's episode. He goes, "I totes want to see Spy Family. Haven't had the chance yet." He also says, "I gotta get back to Assassination Classroom," which both are great.
So good.
So I really thought I was gonna have Spy Family when we originally were planning this out. So
Yeah.
I had to think, Had to really dig deep. Had to look up lists of what it is. I'm gonna cheat a little with this first one
Okay.
because it kind of is shoujo, but it's kind of not.
Okay.
And it's one that I saw years ago. I originally saw it on Fox Kids.
Oh.
And then we moved, came to Louisiana, and I actually had a friend of mine that let me borrow it. And it's really good. No, it's not the one you're thinking of.
Okay.
But it's called Visions of Escaflowne.
Oh, Escaflowne.
And I actually bought it, and I gave it to my sister Demara because she watched it with me when we were kids.
Demara loves Escaflowne.
All right, and so because my memory is weak on all these, what I've done is I went to myanimelist.net, which is they have an app for you to be able to keep track of your anime. And the problem is most of it's in Japanese, like the names. It's not the American names; it's the Japanese,
the Japanese names.
So you gotta decode things. But I got their description of it. Hitomi Kanzaki is just an ordinary 15-year-old schoolgirl with an interest in tarot cards and fortune telling. But one night, a boy named Van Fannel suddenly appears from. I was about to say Van Halen. Appears from the sky along with a vicious dragon. Thanks to a premonition from Hitomi, Van successfully kills the dragon, but a pillar of light appears and envelops them both. As a result, Hitomi finds herself transported to the world of Gaia, a mysterious land where the earth hangs in the sky. In the new land, Hitomi soon discovers that Van is the prince of the kingdom Fanele, which soon falls under the attack of the evil empire of Zaibak. In an attempt to fight them off, Van boards his family's ancient Gaimelef Escaflowne, a mechanized battlesuit, but fails to defeat them, and Fanele ends up destroyed. Now, on the run, Hitomi and Van encounter a handsome Austrian knight named Alan Scheizar, whom Hitomi is shocked to find looks exactly like her crush from Earth. With some new allies at her side, Van and Hitomi fight back against the forces of Zaibak as the Empire strives to revive an ancient power. That's a lot to say. It's kind of like a pseudo. It's kind of like high fantasy, but not.
Right.
And there's mechs, and it's a lot of fun. It really is. And if I remember correctly, the English dubbing is a little off, but it's good.
I'm sure that they've done a redub of it by now.
Oh, I'm sure. So, but it was one of those ones again. It took me back. All these are going to take me back to my teenage years.
I thought you were about to say Yu Yu Hakusho.
Mm-mm.
And in the back of my head, I'm going, I didn't know Yu Yu Hakusho was a shoujo.
No, not at all.
Because isn't it Smeek's now wife?
No.
No.
You're thinking of an entirely different one.
Never mind.
All right. So
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yu Yu Hakusho is the one that has like the spirit finger. It's the kid gets hit by a car and he becomes a ghost. Branson started it and he's loving it.
I've never watched it.
You watched the first episode with me.
I am mixing up stories that you've told me.
Well, stop guessing.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't remember. I remember we watched the first episode. I don't remember anything from it.
All right.
So, okay.
So what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Sailor Moon.
Oh.
I love this. I need to finish the second season.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the first season. I'm kind of thinking of switching to Crystal, though, because it sums everything up.
Oh, really?
Crystal is basically the OVA.
Interesting.
And so you get through storylines quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also just released a movie like within the last year,
right,
that's connected to it. So I'm like, well, if I'm going to have to watch Crystal anyway to understand the anime, I might as well just stop trying to figure out who this new Tuxedo Mask is.
This is the problem with a series like Sailor Moon. There are so many, it feels like restarts or continuations that are remakes or something like that. So I like Sailor Moon. I was actually on my list also for number 2. Just spoiler alert.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Sorry.
Last week we had one that was the same also.
That's true, but at that point it was the same in the same slot.
Yeah.
So I wasn't stealing your number 2 with my number 3.
It's all good. Sailor Moon's a good one though. It's one of those classic animes that it helped introduce our generation to anime.
Mm-hmm.
in a big way.
I was late to the Sailor Moon party, so I don't have nostalgia for it, except for, and you and I've talked about this before, the cultural, generational nostalgia that you have for certain things, even if you didn't watch it or know about it. Like, just because people are talking about it, so you have memories connected to it.
For our generation, I think there's a lot more dudes who like Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Than currently. And it's simply because in the 90s and early 2000s, we were so starved for anime that if we could get our hands on it, we did.
Yeah.
And so I watched a lot of Sailor Moon growing up. Demare and I watched it together, obviously. We actually had a couple mangas of it here at the house at one point.
I have read the first manga because they had it at the library. But yeah, I really love it, and I love what it did for anime, if that makes sense. And I love I've read interviews with the creator, and while Usagi is super dumb,
yes, she is.
it's one of those things of the creator makes her that way intentionally because she wants to show that someone can still have innocence in the midst of all these terrible things.
I like that. I didn't know that she'd done that on purpose. So
it's like she matures as the show goes on a lot,
does.
but she's still Usagi.
Yeah, she's still Usagi for sure.
She's still the epitome of a dumb blonde. Yeah, but at the same time, she does mature. She handles things as she needs to. Although the fact that the cat didn't kill her is a miracle.
I did see a thing the other day. You know, everyone makes a joke about Tuxedo Mask being useless, but someone made a case about how he's really not. He's not. He's the epitome of a good man.
Yes.
He shows up to encourage. He shows up to say, you can do this. He lends a little bit of help just so that the woman can step up and do what she needs to do. And that's a good man.
Yeah. He's there if she needs her.
Right.
But he's not going to step in and take over if she doesn't.
Right.
He's like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
You're great.
He lets her fight her battles.
But is there if not.
Exactly.
Like if she needs help, she can be like, help.
And he's like, I got you, babe. Yeah. So
let me throw a rose at him.
I liked the art of the manga was interesting to me.
Oh yeah.
Because it was depending on where you were at, it was a combination of chibi and like minimalist, whimsical drawing to really detailed stuff. Like the art was fascinating as you read through it. Kind of took you through an assortment of emotions.
We were watching another anime, which is not shoujo at all, but there's a character in there that looks like if Usagi grew up and like matured a lot and lost some of that childlike innocence.
Right.
And I just keep thinking of her as Space Usagi, which is bad because Usagi's from space.
She is indeed. All right, my number 3 is another one that I think you've only seen one episode. And it's one that I never finished. I watched several episodes of it, and I realized when I was trying to get the definition of it, or the title of it, why my memory's so messed up of it. Because there's an OVA and an actual series, and they switch details up back and forth. So this is what sent me down the rabbit trail of using Mal for descriptions for these, because my memory is just shot right now. But it's Vampire Princess Miyu, which is a shoujo that's within the horror genre.
We have a manga of that somewhere, don't we?
We do not.
Oh, never mind. I don't know what I'm thinking of.
I don't know either. So, all right, Vampire Princess Miyu. When spiritualist Himiko Sei is hired to investigate a recent slew of murders whose victims were completely drained of blood, she does not expect to encounter a real vampire. However, Miyu Yamano is exactly that, as well as being a guardian between the dark realm and the Shinma and the human world. As creatures with demonic powers, Shinma terrorize innocent people, and one in particular has been masquerading as a member of the noble vampire race. As Himiko continues her investigation, she has trouble believing that Miyu is truly innocent and fails to understand why a vampire would protect humans from Shima. So in this, again, it depends on the world you got. You are the version you're watching, the original OVA or the other one. But basically, she's half human, half vampire.
Mm-hmm.
In the OVA, her dad is a human, her mom is a vampire. In the TV show, it's reversed. And the way that it works on the TV show, it takes place there. She's from World War II, and her dad was a guardian protecting the humans from these demons as a vampire. And at about 14, she's awakened to her vampire stuff, and so she stops growing. She stays as a vampire all the time, and so she does. She goes out of her way to protect humans from these things, and this one particular Shima who's been posing as a vampire all this time. And so they changed a lot of the rules for vampires.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't shy away from sunlight, and she can see her reflection and everything like that. It's a really interesting, and again, it's one of those ones where, because it's the 90s, the art is very gritty, and it's but the anime itself, it lends into, and this may be a trope of shoujo, where there's this kind of whimsical drawing that takes place, where there's things there and not there, and it's pretty, and the story is interesting. The first anime, it utilizes a lot of, this is one of the interesting things, it utilizes silence a lot. There's these panning moments of almost in our terms, Selah, just this moment of reflection from the moment. And it's interesting.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I think that talking about your comment about the whimsical, I think that is a predominant trope of shoujo because it is geared towards younger girls. And so you have this, they're telling these difficult stories, but they're trying to make it visually more pleasing to young women.
Yeah. Kind
of easing them into the heavier stuff.
Yeah. Definitely. So, but yeah, that's my number 3. I first found it when I was in high school. A buddy of mine let me borrow a tape, and I thought the art was beautiful. Again, in the 90s, we were just trying to get something
right,
and I genuinely found the art beautiful in this particular stuff. Okay, so that's our 4 and 3. We're gonna take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we're gonna give our top 2. Well, sort of. I'm not gonna give my top 2 because somebody already gave mine.
I'm sorry.
All right, we'll be right back after this brief message. Rushmore Show is the place for ranking the ultimate top 4 in sports, video games, nostalgia, movies, and so much more. Each week, Andy and Kirk spark engaging discussion and friendly debates, making the Rushmore Show your compass in the realm of pop culture rankings. Find us at youtube.com/The Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top 4 and nothing more.
Crikey, looky there! It's a rare taco-phibian. You rarely see such a... Did you see that? A cracking glitz kaiju just chowed down that taco.
But what does that even mean?
It means that when you're done listening to Comm Talk, check out the Retro Rewind podcast.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and we are back. Again, check out whoever we drop into the ads. We love everybody that we put ads in for. Nobody pays us. It's just out of friendship.
Word.
So check them out. They're cool people.
They are indeed. All right. So Celeste, we've given our top 2. We have our 4 and 3.
Our bottom 2.
We had Vampire Princess Miyu, Sailor Moon. We had Escaflowne, and then we also had Princess Tutu.
Don't say it like that. Don't say it like that.
Tutu.
Yep. And so your number 2.
My number 2, Sailor Moon,
is Sailor Moon,
and it's there because, again, it's one of those ones that it has influenced a lot of people. It influenced our generation specifically, And it's got, I mean, they're still making it. It's up there with Dragon Ball Z. You know, it's just one of those ones. It's part of the original big three, if you will. Now, I understand, before somebody loses their crap,
Lord.
the big three is a specific set of anime that we're selling at a particular point. I understand that. But this would be like Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z, they walked so those could run.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think what the other one would be in that time frame. Probably Gundam. Gundam Wing was probably the other one in that time frame that really set things off for people
Probably.
here stateside. And so shout out to Nami for making that happen. So, but what is your number 2, Celeste?
It is number 2 because it is not finished. I need them to finish it. And it's Ouran Host High School Club.
Oh, it's not done yet?
No!
What?
They stopped in the middle of season 1.
It's not coming back.
But it's so good! I need to know!
Now, I will say this, and I didn't realize this until I was doing the research for it. The guy the person who did Ouran Host Club is also one of the people primarily working on G-Quicks.
Yes. Which it makes sense when you watch that episode. A lot of the art, the little redhead character, I can't think of her name, she looks a lot like the main character from Ouran Host. But Ouran Host High School Club came out in that time frame where it was really popular to have like girls pretending to be guys, like the She's the Man movie, I'm going into this environment because I need to do something. And that's not what happened, but you don't realize that she's a girl until the end of the first episode, or even I knew she was a girl,
right?
But the second episode, and then all of these guys are like, oh, "You're a girl," and she's like, "Yeah, you couldn't tell." She's like, "I got some gum in my hair, so I cut it short." And they're like, "Oh my God, we must protect." It's kind of a harem anime.
It's what they call a reverse harem.
Yeah. Because all of these guys are just like, "We love you and we want to protect you." And she's just like, "I don't have money to pay you back for the thing I broke. How can I fix this?" And they're super ridiculous. They have all the different tropes.
Right.
But it's just so cute. It's one of those that Ouran Host High School Club and Hanakimi are, and Hanakimi's not even an anime. They should make an anime out of it. They fall in the same lines of it's a heavier story, but it's cute. Like, Ouran Host High School Club could have been so much heavier had it gotten a season 2.
Right.
Actually, I think it got 1 episode of season 2.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So what happened to it? Why did they stop?
I don't know.
Did it have a manga of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a manga somewhere. And so, but my mind diverted. Oh, it's just one of those that it has so much ridiculousness and it's so uplifting that it makes me smile. So
I get that.
It's like you and I were talking about this morning. The animes we're currently watching don't make great Saturday morning animes because they're super dark.
Right.
And things are happening and I'm like, I just need Anya or Sakamoto or somebody to like brighten things up on a Saturday morning.
Exactly.
So it falls in line with those if it's just super upbeat.
Yeah. I like that. I like it a lot. Cool beans.
Okay.
All right. So you've already got my number 2.
Yeah.
So what is your number 1?
No, I think we should go for your number 1.
My number 1?
All
right, fine.
Because you didn't get to talk.
I talked just now.
Yes, I stole your section.
All right. My number 1. And it's largely because it's one of the first animes that I ever watched all the way through. And I have fond memories of it. I was borrowing it from a friend of mine who threatened me. She said that if I damage any of the VHS tapes, she would kill me.
This is what I was thinking of.
Yes, it is. It is called Fushigi Yugi.
Shuga Yugi?
Fushigi Yugi.
That's not how I've heard it said. I've heard it said Fushugi Yugi. not Fushigi Yugi.
So anyways, it's the mysterious play. And this is the description from Mal. During a visit to the National Library, Miyaka Yuki and Yui Hongo stumble upon a strange old book that casts a red light, sucking them inside its unfamiliar world. Upon arrival, the two encounter hostile slave traders and barely escape with the help of Tahome, a powerful young man bearing a Chinese symbol on his forehead. But a moment later, the red light returns and takes Yue away. Desperate to reunite with her companion, Miyaka tasks Tahome for assistance. However, the situation escalates when the pair encounters the Land Emperor Hotohori, who believes Miyaka is the foretold priestess of the kingdom's protector god Suzaku. By gathering the god's 7 celestial warriors, the priestess can summon Suzaku and have all her wishes granted. Hototori hopes this will save his country since it appears to be a fitting solution to the girl's problem as well. He convinces her to accept the role. Meanwhile, in the library, Yue realizes she has been brought back alone. Unable to intervene, she helplessly witnesses Miyaka's traversing through courageous trials as a mysterious book's heroine. And it's a fun story. I watched, again, it's one of the first ones I watched all the way through on VHS. Mm-hmm. And it's also kind of a reverse harem situation, because you have this young lady and she gathers up all these warriors, and they're all dudes, and they're all like, they all have their own personality, and there's like, they love her, but some of them are like, it's like a brotherly love. Some it's like, I think I'm romantically in love, and she's just trying to get home. It's a sweet anime, but it's a lot of fun, a lot of good action to it also.
Nice.
Yeah.
At some point, I should watch that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's on my list of eventually watch this, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Right. Shout out to Rachel. She's the one that let me borrow it in high school. Again, under penalty of death.
She probably still has those VHSs.
Yeah. That one and Tenchi Muyo. I put them together because I watched Tenchi Muyo on VHS at the same time from a different friend, my home dude Fish. So that's my thing. And these all go back to the 90s, back to my high school days.
Right.
I thought I was in high school in the 90s, but in the early 2000s when I was in high school, that's when we were finally able to get copies of these things.
Right. That's when the 90s animes were making it to the States.
Right. And this wasn't like now it's like we have Crunchyroll and High Dive and all those other things people were watching as they came out. Like you had to like go to specialty shops to find the VHSs, or you had to order them from some sketchy websites. And so,
yeah.
But yeah, that's my fourth one. So what's yours, babe?
Mine, and I'm sure you could guess this, is Fruits Basket.
Oh my goodness.
Everyone
Honestly, I'm
is
going to throw this out there.
shocked.
I had your 1 and 2 reversed.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You thought Over on Host would be higher?
Mm-hmm.
It's not finished.
That's fair.
That's why it's not higher. But
Fruits Basket just barely got finished.
Fruits Basket gives me hope. I love Fruits Basket. I love the characters. I love the storyline. I love the magic system. I love the fact that Toru is trying to break a curse that's been generations.
It's so dramatic, though.
You just watched the wrong episodes.
Every time I walked into the room over the week that you were just binge watching the new series, it was so dramatic and over the top.
Because I was watching season 2. Because season 1 has this super lighthearted feel to it. It has that character who's always super happy, but season 2 gets into the more of the dimensions of the characters. So it's not just the one-dimensional characters. You're now digging into some of the past. You're digging into what's actually happening, because the first season you don't know. All you know is that anytime these characters get touched / hugged by the opposite sex, I think it's hugged specifically, they turn into an animal.
Yes.
And then when they poof back, they have no clothes, which provides for a very hysterical opening scene for episode 1, because she's just sitting here talking to these animals after she passed out. And they're like, "Are you okay?" And then they all 3 poof back at the same time, and she's going, "Ah!" like covering her eyes. But it's also just there's this super sweet romance to it, and there's things that pull back to other characters who aren't even on the show because they've passed away. Like, it's just such a good story.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm so glad that someone convinced the author to finish the anime.
Right.
Because, and I know we've talked about this before on the podcast, but for new listeners, and I know you know this, but the author of it, he was writing it and then writing the anime at the same time. And he had a disease that made him super sick. I want to say it was Lyme's disease.
Like, didn't it make his hands shake?
Yeah, it made his hands shake, and it made it to where he didn't have a lot of stamina. Which is why I think it's Lyme's disease, because that's kind of how that one goes.
Interesting.
But it makes it to where it's super hard to just do anything for long. And he stopped after season 1 because he couldn't produce the manga and the anime.
Right.
And he didn't like his art in the anime.
Right.
Because it wasn't matching the manga, which he could take his time with and do, like, he was able to go at a slower pace with it.
Right.
And better fit his health. And so it just got canceled.
Oh, man.
Because he couldn't do it. And so somebody went, "Look, there's so many people who loved this anime, and we would truly love to do a reboot of it."
Right.
Because it's not even a continuation, it's a reboot.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, "I will do this under one." I think he's the one who, they were asking him for a season 2. And he went, "I will do it under one condition. We redo season 1 and do it with the art style that I prefer."
Right.
And closer to the manga.
Cool.
Because he's better now.
Yeah.
And we have to finish it. Like, even if I get sick again, we have to finish it.
Right.
And they did, and it is so beautiful.
That's cool.
Like,
I like the fact that it's like, it was a work of passion.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell, like, the most dramatic parts of your dramatic series you were watching, you could tell that there was a passion behind getting this done
Right.
appropriately. I feel like there's a lot. Like, I feel like there's some things out there that are like, it's just a money mule. They're just throwing it out there. But when there's passion in the project, there's something special behind that.
Yeah. Like, I really think that I think because the fans were the ones who were like, "Hey, we'd really like season 2 for almost 15 years." Because that was, the first one came out in 2001-ish. I got introduced without the knowledge that it was only one season. Someone hated me. I'm kidding. They didn't hate me, but they didn't warn me.
Right.
In like 2007, 2008-ish.
Right.
So, finished the first season, and it left off on a cliffhanger, like, where you kind of figure out certain things about the curse.
Right.
And then there's just no more. There's no resolution. And so
sad.
So we're talking, it would have been early 2000s, because it was mid 2000, mid to late 2000s by the time I found it. And then the new one started coming out in 2019.
Wow.
So dedicated fans and new fans, like, people would go and watch this. And this is the same with Over on Host High School Club, which is why I have hope. But people would go, "You need to watch this."
Right.
And introduce more people
Right.
to it. And so I know there's some people who really didn't care for the new art style. They preferred the old art style because it was more chibi. It was that 90s to early 2000s art style. Toru was a little shorter. They were all a little shorter. More of a chubby cheek
Right.
type thing. But It's beautiful. They did a great job with it, and I absolutely adore the story.
Cool. Well, maybe if G-Quix does a great job, that perhaps that will ignite that for Over on Host Club.
I need more!
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, guys, I want to hear from you. What are your favorite shoujo animes? Leave comments on the YouTube side or in the Discord channel, like our friend Bobo did. Leave some comments. Let us know your thoughts on it. I know that John also in the Discord channel about Comm Talk, he posted up the link to the song we talked about Tokyo Calling.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did.
I didn't see that.
So, guys, I want to really encourage you. Hang out with us in our Discord channel. Take part in the conversation. Great community. We've had a lot of great conversations this past week on anime, just different kinds of anime and different stuff. Just even like the depth of certain things. And so it's been a fascinating time this past week.
Yeah.
So, but make sure you guys check all that out. Make sure you check out all of our content. We are on our website, geekdevotions.com, where you can find information about all of our podcasts, including the Gundam Watch, We Read Allegedly, The Bottom Shelf, and others. So, Celeste, you got anything else we need to announce real quick?
We officially have a new episode of We Read Allegedly.
Let's go.
I'm sorry that it was late. Everybody was sick. There was so many sniffs and coughs and I'm dyings that I had to cut out.
It happens.
And then we also, I would love to say that it's JM's fault because I had four people's audio to edit, but honestly, I think he talked maybe a total of 10 minutes the whole podcast. So
JM.
It's not even his fault.
Bro, say something.
Most of his audio line was,
I feel that because as a guest coming in, you're not really sure what to do.
No, this is just him.
Okay.
Even on playing games, he's very taciturn. That's a way to, if I'm thinking of the right word.
Okay. Cool beans. Well, make sure you guys check all those out. And if there's nothing else, Celeste, let's land the plane.
Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to Comm Talk today. If you have loved this episode, head on over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify to leave a review. It is very much appreciated. So until next time, stay devoted.
Peace and love.